Come on, Long Island, sit down.
All right, Long Island in the house.
We got a lot to talk about.
Okay.
Been a few years since we caught up with you. You're now married. How's married life treating you?
Oh, it's lovely. I don't see him that much, so we're doing well.
Is that the key?
That's the key. The key is distance and knowing when to, get some space. No, it's been really great. I'm married to a Frenchman, and obviously going to France is going to be even more special, because I feel so close to the culture now, and it's just, it's going to be incredible.
I looked on your Twitter feed. He's a Patriots fan. What in the world, as a New Yorker, are you thinking?
I mean, that was almost a deal breaker. I really, was going to turn down some dates because he would be rocking some New England stuff. But he went to school in Connecticut, and I feel like that's all they know up there. So I understand, but I'm also like, no, don't do that. Don't wear that around me.
So did you take him to Long Island? And if you did, where's like the first place you took him to get him a good dose of Long Island?
Well, obviously my hometown was our first stop, and just like showing him where I grew up and that kind of thing was really special for him. He's never been to Long Island, obviously, but honestly, we don't spend that much time in New York ever. But when I do, I visit my parents and hang out in my town. My town was awesome. Rockville Centre. Shout out.
Represent. Listen, a few years ago we came up and saw you, and I remember putting you on TV, and the women I work with were like, oh my God, I want her arms. They were so
They're covered up,
impressed.
as you can see now.
They are. Then I see you pose in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, and now I think they want other parts.
Oh, yes.
What
Sorry
was that
about
like?
That was an incredible experience. So I did the ESPN body issue, which is obviously you're like completely naked, and then all of a sudden the Sports Illustrated, I'm in like in a bathing suit at least. Yes, it's very little, but to me that was more, it was more thrilling in a sense than the ESPN body shoot. I just think obviously seeing us in a different light always raises eyebrows. It's like, oh, you're a soccer player, like what are you doing posing on a beach and having fun? But I do think it's important for, people to realize like we're more than just an athlete. I think I always step off the field knowing that it's okay to leave soccer behind and kind of focus on other aspects of your life. I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. Like, I'm not just this athlete that people see us as. And I think being a part of the Sports Illustrated shoot was just a way to express that, we're so much more than what people think we are.
How nice is it, too, to say, you know what, I got it.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it, I'll flaunt it if I want.
I know my husband nearly had a heart attack, but I told him, I was like, listen, this is a special moment. Not every day are you asked to be in Sports Illustrated. So, he obviously was very supportive. He was like, some poses maybe not, but he was supportive.
All right, soccer stuff. 4 years ago, you get left off this team. You're the last person cut. Mm-hmm. So what was it like when Coach says, you're in?
Yes, my phone call with Joe was obviously very different this time around, but it, obviously I just felt like I've worked so hard for 4 years now, and to be a sure-in spot on this World Cup roster is incredible. I feel like, my work paid off, and that's such a great feeling of knowing that you went through such hard trials and you came out kind of exactly where you, in theory, ended up wanting to be.
And I read you said that was the first chapter now of this part of my life.
Yes.
What made you say that?
I just feel like, going through that heartbreak, I feel like 4 years ago was like, obviously, a devastating moment for me. But then I think I turned the page. I created a new storyline. And I think that's exactly what you need to do when you go through something like that, is just knowing that, okay, this is one part of your life. This is not forever, and I think where I am right now, this is the next stage of just, what happened 4 years ago. It's just a new chapter.
What did you learn about mentality and adversity at that time to get you to this point now where you're now on this World Cup roster?
Yeah, I think the first thing that I had to realize was, missing out on this event, obviously, it was disappointing, but in theory, I had to realize life is going to go on and I'm going to be okay. And that's honestly the message that I send people. There's a couple players that would be here, but they obviously are going to miss out on the World Cup. And I think my message to them is just really like, this isn't going to break you. It didn't break me. I came out on top. I came out a better player, a better person. And, you're going to end up exactly where you need to be, but you can't lose focus or feel like somebody's opinion is going to, be the end all. You have to just make your own opinion up about yourself and just continue to work.
It's been a wild ride for you, too. Now Coach says, oh, by the way, I don't want you attacking. Can you play defense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How tough has that transition been?
The players that I am fortunate to play with make it so much easier than people probably think. But, you know, there's some challenging moments where I see certain scenarios that I might not always know how to solve, and it does frustrate me at times. But ultimately, I know this game is 90 minutes. There's bound to be an error. There's bound to be a mistake. And I think 4 years ago, I would have beat myself up for making one mistake in a game. But I think now I'm just like, you know what, you learn as you go. We're not perfect. I'm not a perfect defender. You know, I am playing this the least amount of years that other people are playing it. And I think I hold myself to a high standard, but I also know how to keep the balance of feeling confident and knowing that it's okay to make mistakes.
Was it also too, hey, I better do this because if I want to be part of this team, this is where my future is?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've never had the luxury of playing one position. I think it'd be awesome to do that. I think I'd be so amazing. But ultimately, I've been blessed to be really good at multiple things. And I think, like you just said, it is a matter of I want to play, I want to impact this game, and I want to be a helpful part of this team. But, you know, I got to play where I need to play, and that's outside back.
How great is it to have Allie Long, two Long Islanders on this team?
Yes,
you can both sort of lean on each other and take down those Jersey girls.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's so great. Me and Allie always talk about, you know, how great it is to be from New York. It's such a special place, and we always tell people if you can survive in New York, you can survive anything. So, you know, us traveling all over the place or even moving all over the place, we always feel like, you know, we're good. We can survive this.